want to start out by saying thank you for your support of our schools. We're great partners, a lot of programs that are going on. On the screen, you see what we're going to be coming forward with is regarding our children, our teachers, our safety, and our future. I've presented to this commission before, and I just wanted to take, and I'll be very, very brief, about our points of pride in the district. This is really for the public. We have no failing schools. We're in the top 10 in graduation rankings. In fact, with our 6 comprehensive high schools, our graduation rate is 96.5%. Of the 11 high schools on the Treasure Coast and the Tri-County area, the top 5 spots are held by our schools. 66% of the schools are A's and B's. Many of you are aware of the technical changes that we've made, our career technical academies, our partnerships with Economic Development Council, the Chamber, and others. Our students get 2,400 industry certifications. So we are on the right path and moving in the right direction, but that's on the backs of our teachers. We are coming forward with a referendum. The language is there, which would be to raise the salaries of teachers, to recruit, retain highly qualified teachers, to improve school security, and improve mental health services. And this would be renewed by a Citizens Advisory Committee, very similar to the language that you used in your referendum. Where would the money go? 70% of the dollars would go for teacher pay, 25% would go for the school security. That would amount to between $5 and $5.5 million for school resource officers in our school centers, 5% for mental health services, and then a small percentage, 1%, to preserve any essential programs if that was necessary. This is the main battle right here, the competition. This past August and November, 20 school districts, 20 districts across the state passed referendums, either for capital expenses or for operational expenses. The operational expenses are for salaries. 12 districts did that, including our neighbors, Martin County, Palm Beach, Broward, Dade, Orange, Sarasota, Marion, I believe, 12 in total. If you look right here for the neighbors that we have, what this means is teachers with 0 to 5 years experience could make up to $1,000 to $1,800 more in Martin County. Both districts would pay teachers with 6 to 9 years experience $5,000. That would be a supplement, a one-time supplement, and with 10 plus years, approximately $8,000 to $10,000. That is something that we cannot compete with. This is something that has caught the eyes of our instructors already, and there is a lot of conversation regarding that. We cannot afford to lose our best and brightest teachers, nor can we afford not to be able to recruit folks into our district as well. These are the beginning salaries before these would go into effect, and right now we're currently behind Martin County in that area. Recruit and retain high-quality teachers. When we lose teachers, there's an expense of about $10,000 to $15,000 that walks out the door, from the training that we give those teachers to the recruitment to certifications that we do, and then the impact on students. You can't measure that. All of us have had our favorite teachers in our lives when we were in school, and we can't afford to have our best and brightest. Improve school security. It's important to our district, and I told you before, around $5 to $5.5 million for school resource deputies. We want deputies in our schools. We do not want armed guards. We like the way it is. The sheriff has stepped up. Port St. Lucie has had 4 officers in the school centers as well. Our teachers feel safe, our staff members feel safe, and our students feel safe. Not only do they feel safe, but they are safe. So we think this is very, very important. And I want to say thank you to the commission for what you've done to support us in the years past, and especially this year after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and some of the sacrifices that the commission has made on our behalf. And I told you that we were going to try to come back with a plan of action to help you in this area. So again, thank you. Improve mental health. Everybody knows how important that is. I won't dwell on it right now, but we'll hire additional counselors and psychologists and those kinds of workers that work with our students. Our youngest children come to us with some of the most unbelievable challenges now that we've ever faced, and many of you know that. In fact, you all are in our school centers at one time or another, and you work directly with our students, and so you get that, so I don't have to preach to the choir. And then preserve important programs, our accelerated courses, our music, our arts, our career technical education. Somebody always asks me about the lottery money, and I just want to say that lottery money is really less than a drop in the bucket. You'll see the slide right there. 0.5% of our total budget is lottery dollars. In Palm Beach County, when I was there, it would have lasted for 3 days. Here, the lottery dollars, unencumbered lottery dollars, would last for less than, we wouldn't even get the lunchtime. It's less than about $137,000. The rest of the lottery dollars go for what's called Bright Future scholarships for students, and we have no flexibility with that. So the lottery dollars have really not done what they were supposed to do, and I just threw that in there so you knew. Every dollar stays right here in St. Lucie County. The accountability, very similar to what you've had. We'll have an independent advisory committee out there. State laws, we can only spend the dollars for the intended purposes. We can't take capital dollars and spend them on operational expenses. Our school board, just as you all are, we're accountable to the citizens, and this would be for 4 years, and it could not be continued without voter approval. One thing that the attorney mentioned, this would be a mail-in election only. Ms. Walker is here. Her and I have talked extensively. We feel like at the last two special elections that were held, you had one with 7% turnout, and the other one was around 14%. And we want as many voters in the county to have a say in the future of the school district. And she thinks, and we think, based upon other research, that we could get out between 20, 25, over 25% of voters to have a say. This would be where the ballot is mailed to the registered voter's home, pre-postage paid to mail it back in. Folks that don't trust the mail could also drop it off at the elections office, as well as the other 3 sites around the county: Walton Road, the St. Lucie West Administration Building, and the new building in Tradition. Those ballots would be mailed out on April 3rd, and that really concludes my presentation. Just to say that we know we have our work cut out for us for the next several weeks to go out there and educate our public and make our case. Our most precious resources are boys and girls, and you all have committed to that in the past. We appreciate what you've done, and we look forward to educating our public and asking for their support, as has been done with 20 other districts around the county, and we want to continue that so that we can keep our best and brightest teachers right here with our own officers right here protecting our students.